Everybody knows that the city of Atlanta always has something going. And as we stood out on Peachtree Street, it was amazing to see all the cars and people hanging out on a Saturday night. But the ATL profile was at the spot because we were on the red carpet as Neon Deion Primetime Sanders held his big gala as he goes into the National Football League as the first Atlanta Falcon.
Very rarely, can you say this guy changed the game. Deion is one of those guys who changed the game at that position. He brought that position to the forefront to really recognize so people could really see the importance and the magnitude of what that position and having the right guy at that position means.
He was always going to say something that you would remember. It was always, Deion Sanders is just like a conversational piece, He would always make these amazing plays. He would always say something outrageous, and that's what you loved about him. Even if you didn't like it, you still had to like him.
And I learned a lot from him when I was here with the Falcons. He taught me a lot and just enjoyed watching him, man. He was a down-to-earth guy, and, the things that he did on the football field was still amazing.
When you talk about Falcons, probably the most exciting ever. The merits back it up, what he's done on the field, Super Bowls, outside of the city of Atlanta. But, you remember Deion's, you remember the club that he had here, you remember the excitement that he brought to the team, so it was fantastic.
I know he's a great athlete, definitely a legend in the sport of football, and, I'm out here, show some support, give back.
That's my man, big fan of his. He said he's a big fan of mine, loves my music, love the way he plays, so it's a good thing, man.
No one's really been as electric as Deion. That's just a fact. Offensively, defensively, return game, knowledge of the game too, not just his speed and his ability, but knowledge of the game. So definitely a top 5 player, definitely like number 1 corner.
He was a symbol of excellence. Best cornerback to ever play the game, used to shut down half of the football field. So being a young person growing up and seeing someone who exemplified the attributes of hard work, talent, commitment to excellence, made me want to do well. Maybe not in the football space or the sports space, but in my lane and what I do.
I'm not a big sports fan, but I loved watching him do his thing. On the field, off the field, he's amazing.
You're the first Falcon to come into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Talk about that accomplishment.
I'm happy. I'm elated. I'm so thankful, so gracious. This is the genesis of my career where it all started, and I'm happy to be back. I really am. This is the only place that I can truly call home, that has loved me and embraced me and accepted me for being who I am.
It feels so good. He's worked so hard in his career, on the field, off the field, so it feels really good that he's being acknowledged like that.
I'm inspired by him, and I'm inspired to be able to work with someone who not only did what he wanted to do in his heart, but he's also inspiring youth to do what they need to do for their own dreams.
Deion has always had a heart to help people. And so, unfortunately, in this day and age, all we want to show is athletes who are getting in trouble or making loud statements. And they don't want to talk about the fact that, for example, last year, they gave out gifts to 5,000 kids. There wasn't one camera around. And so it's unfortunate, but that's the environment that we live in. So, I think tonight and this weekend really is kind of a culmination of, some of the great works and Deion, because Deion will always be Atlanta Falcon. And that's what he wants people to know here, is that he will always be an Atlanta Falcon. And so this is going to be a fantastic weekend, a celebration for him.
It's a big night for you, but you made it even a bigger night for a bunch of young men. Talk about some of the things that's going on with the youth right now.
That's why we're here. If it weren't for the kids, I wouldn't even be here. I'm so thankful for the babies, man. We're 6-0 right now in this tournament, championship games tomorrow. We're in all 3 championships. So we're elated about what we're doing with these kids, not only athletically, but academically. Over 40% of our kids are straight A's. There's some B's, then some, A, B with a C here and there. And academics are everything. We're excited about opening the charter school in 2012, Prime U Academy, and we're trying to duplicate our model right here in Atlanta.
You're going to see a partnership between Deion Sanders and the city of Atlanta that gets stronger and stronger, and young people and children are going to benefit. They're going to be exposed to best-in-class athletes and have the opportunity to learn from them, train with them, and really be exposed to the best. That's what I want for the children of the city of Atlanta.
What is the saying? We're supposed to judge a man not by what he does, but what he does that he doesn't have to do. And to judge the true character of a man is by what he does by no one is watching. So it's just amazing to see him take that step and to stand for our youth. When a lot of people are criticizing our youth, he is a part of the solution and not the problem.
That's right. And one thing's for sure, two things for certain. We are going out with a bang tonight. That's because Deion Sanders, prime time, is going into the National Football League Hall of Fame. And we want to say thank you from the bottom of our football hearts for everything you did on Sundays and sometimes Monday Night Football. Deion, congratulations. And it's time that we put the wraps on this. I am Christopher Martin, the fashion plate for the ATL Profile, where you are always in style.